Today, I'm going to show you how to make quinoa bread. That's right, y'all. It's alkaline, it's gluten-free, but most importantly, it is delicious. Did I mention it's quick and easy too? Stick around.
Timotha, Lanae.
All of the foods in this recipe are from Dr. Sebi's recommended food list. So if you are following an alkaline diet and try to stick to foods on Dr. Sebi's food list, then this recipe will be perfect for you. So let's get into what you will need. 1 cup of raw quinoa. I like to get this Kirkland signature brand quinoa. It's from Costco. You can get it online. I'll link to it below, or you can just get it at your local Costco. I like it because it's pre-washed. Generally, you do have to rinse it and wash it just to get this kind of bitter taste off, but this is already washed, so it makes it much easier for you in the prep process. And then you'll need 1 cup of spring water or sparkling water, and I actually have been using recently sparkling water when I make my bread. If you haven't seen my spelt bread recipe, definitely check that out. It's really good, but I use sparkling water to make that spelt bread, so I'll link to that video below so you can check that out. The main ingredients that you will need for sure is your quinoa, 1 cup of quinoa, and 1 cup of water. So it's a really simple, just 2 ingredient bread if you get down to the bare bones. But if you want to get fancy, you know, and personalize it, then you can add different ingredients that work within you and your family's palate. So 1 teaspoon of organic dried basil, 1 teaspoon of organic dried oregano, and then also 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic salt. This is a really high quality salt that I use. If I'm gonna salt anything, I always use Celtic salt. It's a really high quality salt that's much better and much easier digested by the body. And then another optional thing is annatto, which is actually ground achiote seed. And if you've seen Dr. Sebi's food list, you'll see that achiote is on the list, and so that's why we use ground annatto. It gives things a nice flavor, but you don't want to put too much in because it has a really strong flavor. I just get this, y'all, I get this at my local Walmart. Yep, that's where I've been able to find it, and I'm sure you can find it online. Soon I'll be posting a recipe on how to make alkaline chips. You see the picture here of these chips that I make. I have them with my spelt bread sandwiches, and they're just really, really good. You can use them to dip for guacamole, salsa, all of that. So definitely stay tuned for that recipe. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. But this ground annatto is really a good, nice addition. It gives a nice color and also really a nice flavor. And the last thing that you'll need, roasted red pepper. And these red peppers are about to go into the oven to be roasted. So I have them on my little pan. If you haven't seen my video on how to roast a red pepper, I'll link to that below. It's really simple, but I'm about to roast these. So next time you see these, they will be roasted. But this is optional, just gives the bread a nice kind of almost cheesy like flavor. If you don't have time to roast a red pepper, there's always jarred roasted red peppers, but fresh is always better. We added all of our ingredients in here. I thought I was filming, but I wasn't. So it's already all mixed in here. Doesn't look too appetizing right now, but trust me, it's really good once it's all done. Everything is poured in except for our roasted red pepper. We'll add that in and then we will blend it up. We have our roasted red pepper. I've already peeled it. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and add it to our mixture. And we're gonna blend up our quinoa bread batter. We have our Vitamix blender here, and we're gonna go ahead and blend this up. And I'm gonna use my tamper to kind of help it mix. And you wanna blend it till it's like a pancake batter consistency. Okay, let's take a look. Looks pretty good. Smells really good. Yum. Very savory bread. And like I said, if you don't want it to be that savory with the roasted red pepper and all of that, you could literally just do quinoa, a cup of quinoa, a cup of water, and a little bit of Celtic salt. And then it won't be so savory, but I like mine full of lots of flavors. Okay, and I think it's ready. Yeah, that looks good. Nice like a pancake batter. So we're going to move to the next step to get this ready to go in the oven, and you should have At the beginning of this, you want to preheat your oven to 425. Something that is necessary to do is have parchment paper. I like to use a round pizza pan to actually make the bread on. It gives it a nice shape. You could also use this bread as a flat bread to make pizza. You want to measure, make sure it's about the size of your pan. You got that? And then you want to actually go around it and cut this in a circle. Flip it over. Just do a little quick outline, and I'll just cut just a little bit outside of that. Arts and crafts. Okay, flip that face down, and you want to do the pencil side down. And we have our beautiful quinoa batter. We're going to just go ahead and just pour it onto the pan, and I like to just pour it in the center, and then get a spatula. Get the remaining batter out of your blender. You don't want to waste any of this. It's way too good for that. Now you just want to carefully spread. What I've learned after making this a little bit, try to keep these sides nice and thick. Don't let them get paper thin, because that makes the bread actually kind of turn to cracker texture. So you want to keep it nice and thick. Oh, this is looking really pretty. You just want to try to keep it the same thickness throughout as you're spreading. Don't press hard, it's just gentle, so that you're avoiding any parts that might be too thin and turn to more like a cracker crust. You got it nice and spread out. So you just put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and then we'll flip it over and then let it cook maybe another 8 minutes. But first put it in at 425 for 15 minutes and really just keep an eye on it. But we're gonna go put this in the oven. Okay, so our timer is going off for us to check and take out and flip our bread. You see, it's nice. I got my handy dandy oven glove here, and we're just gonna flip this over, okay? So actually, to me, I want this to cook through a little more. I'm gonna cook through a little more to let it get a little more solid, because it's kind of wet, so it might fall apart. So I'm gonna put it back in for a little longer since I made it thicker. So I'll put it in for probably another 3 minutes and then let it get a little more cooked, and then we'll flip it over. But generally 15 minutes, especially if it's not real thick, 15 minutes should be good. But you see how it has a nice, it's already looking pretty good. So now we can take this out and flip it. All right, this is better. Now it's not so wet. It's kind of pulled away from the bottom. And nice little flip. And now we'll cook it on this side now for about 8 minutes. And set the timer for 8 minutes. And we'll be back to get our bread. All right, we're gonna check to see if it's ready. Turn off our alarm. See, I got some Hill Out tea here on the stove. Okay, we'll turn off. Pull this out. All right, and I'm actually going to flip it over, because that would actually be the bottom side. So that's really how it'll look, is right there. So you see it kind of has a little bit of a reddish hue, but it won't if you don't add the roasted red pepper or the annatto. But since that's in there, it kind of gives it a little bit of a red color or orange. We're going to take it over. I'll show you how I like to cut it and prepare it. Okay, so now. All right, so 7, Mommy's going to talk, okay? And then you be quiet for now, okay, honey? Okay. Mommy's going to talk.
Work.
Yeah, work. All right, so now Mommy's going to cut, or not Mommy. Now I'm going to cut the quinoa bread. You could use this as a crust for a flatbread if you wanted to make pizza. So you could leave it like this, leave it whole, but I actually like to cut it up into little wedges and section it off for servings. My 2.5-year-old really likes this. The whole family likes it. Put it away. You could put it in a Pyrex container, or you could just put it in, you know, Ziploc bag. If you do put it in a Ziploc, I like to cover it with paper towels. I don't like to have it right up against the plastic. I like to always wrap it with paper towels instead of putting it right on the plastic. Here's a nice little wedge. You can use this to dip things or to spread. You could spread avocado mixture over it. You could use some of the sea moss cheese, the alkaline cheese recipe that I share on this channel. I'll link to that below. You could put that on top and use this as like pita bread and have that. Saute up some vegetables, some marinara sauce, lots of things. The possibilities are endless. The next recipe I'll be sharing is an immune boosting, nutrient packed and tasty raw applesauce that my 2.5-year-old loves. It's her breakfast in this fall season, so make sure that you subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you do not miss that recipe and other recipes coming up. And please do like this video if you are excited to try this gluten-free, alkaline, Dr. Sebi foodless quinoa bread. When you like the video, it really helps the channel, so thank you in advance. If you want to learn more about alkaline living and detox, watch my series Detox Made Easy and my complete Dr. Sebi playlist. Also make sure to subscribe to my newsletter so that you don't miss the announcement for my upcoming alkaline recipe book and detox transition guide. I've been talking with y'all and listening to what you need, and I'm creating this recipe book and detox transition guide to help those of you looking to transition yourselves and your families into an alkaline lifestyle. To subscribe to the newsletter, all you have to do is go to my website, timothalanae.com, which is linked below, and scroll down and the subscribe prompt will pop up into your email, and voila, you are subscribed. Join my Facebook group, Alkaline Living and Detox, for more meal plan ideas, Q&A, and a community of like-minded individuals. Please do subscribe, like, and share this video if it was helpful for you and you feel like it could help others. I am Timotha Lanae. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, God bless, and I will see you in the next video.